Anyway, all right. So we're
It is time.
gonna mellow down the music now.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see how this works about like starting up with music at a higher volume and then bringing it down, so that we got like, I don't know. Why am I dancing? I don't know. I'm dancing because it's been a good birthday week. I got back from Mississippi. I survived Mississippi. Mississippi survived me. Oh, that jasmine smells really good. Had a day off for my birthday. We went to Green Zone and had a rum tasting at Green Zone, which was from Raising Glasses. Raising Glasses is an independent bottler of spirits, and they started out with whiskeys and have since moved on to rums. And I think we got eight. I think we had 8 rums, and then there were a few other things that they had on hand that we could taste test. And you probably know what a big Barbados rum fan I am. I love Foursquare. Near as I can tell, every Foursquare product I have is a combination of column and pot still. So to be able to have rum not straight from, but rum that was only on the pot still. So there's no blending of column and pot still. Just here's the pot still, and it's like, oh, that's good. I can see where those notes come from in the Foursquares, but I'm much happier that they blend.
You have a happy birthday from Kindle. You have a happy birthday from Don Kip.
Yay! Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to my wife, whose birthday is in just a few days. Happy birthday to Matt McIntosh, who came down to came up to see us and spend my birthday with us. Bunch of us went out to the Haunted Mansion, the movie The Haunted Mansion. I have a tradition of doing birthday movies, and this is the first time we were able to do a birthday movie post-COVID, so that was kind of cool and fun. What else did we do on Thursday? We did the tour. So we did Green Zone. After Green Zone, we went to Insomnia Cookies because warm cookies in the evening, you know, what's not to like. Went to Tiki on 18th, saw our friends over at Tiki on 18th. They're doing wonderfully. Rico wasn't there, but they made sure we were treated right anyway. Their lumpia is really tasty. Their pancit is good. Not in my brain what is traditional pancit, but it was still quite good, and we needed some food after the rum tasting. And then, of course, we wound up at Archipelago for the evening and closed them down. And at Archipelago, we tasted a variety of things, but one of the last thing that we tried was, I think it was a 14-year Blackadder, which is another independent bottler. It's 14-year, was it St. Lucia? It might have been St. Lucia, but I can't remember for sure. We have the receipt, so we know.
Is it Trinidad?
No, I don't think it's Trinidad, but we'd had a lot of rum at that point, and I was feeling no pain, but I also knew where my limits were, so I did not want to finish that. So we brought home the rest of that taste, and that is what is in these glasses right here, and that is what we are going to toast with, is a little Blackadder rum this evening. So Star, if you want to come up here.
I am coming.
And we will toast to the Blackadder. I have yet to hop on Facebook and do the sort of obligatory, oh my God, you love me, you really love me, to all of the birthday wishes. So I will do that soon enough. If you're tuning in and I haven't responded to a happy birthday wish, just know I truly do appreciate it. All right, so Blackadder. Here's the adder. Here's the adder. We did not give this a fair shake, I would say, or I did not give this a fair shake at Archipelago because my taste buds were probably shot.
I did finally retry.
She tried the Paranubis. Again.
So the first time I had Paranubis, I thought it was the worst thing I'd ever had.
This is a Oaxacan rum that she's talking about. Paranubis from Oaxaca, Mexico.
This time it's like, okay, there is a lot of character there. There is, agricoleness. There is.
It had. To my mind, now that I know more about rum, since the first time I tasted the Paranubis, it reminds me a lot of some of the Haitian rums.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
In that rawness of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was interesting trying it again now that I know a lot more and I have a more mature rum palate.
Yes. Okay, we're going to do this because right now, all I'm getting on the nose is jasmine.
Oh, that smells good. Why don't you just move the...
It smells really good now that I can actually smell some of it.
That's nice.
Is there a slightly minty characteristic to it?
Mm-hmm.
Like a wintergreen type?
Or almost like a... What is that? Is it eucalyptus that is sort of minty?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see the eucalyptus element.
No.
I mean, the traditional rum elements, vanilla, little fruit, are there. There doesn't appear to be a... Well, there's some wood.
Yeah.
But the wood comes through more as...
Later in the taste.
And the tannins, in the dryness of it.
Yeah. So one of the neat things about the tasting, because as he was reading off here, they had dropper bottles, which I'll bring up to the camera, because they're rum much as it cask.
Yeah, they bottle everything at cask strength, almost always. And so you have these nifty little bottles that are imprinted with their logo, and they're like, please take the bottles with you. Take the bottles with you.
So you remember
Take it. So we did. We took two and switched one out with another table so we could get a purple bottle because purple's Star's favorite color. So there we go. This is very, very good. The archipelago has a lot of the Blackadders, and this is actually the first time I'd tried any of the independent bottlings from Blackadder. I'm quite impressed. I like this. I'll probably be tasting other things from them. We unfortunately did not get a chance to taste the Appleton 17-year. Turns out Chris, the owner of Green Zone, does have a bottle, but that's for his own personal pleasure. And, well, I believe he is going to retreat that bottle from the location it is currently at and take it home with him, which Chris really...
Although he did say...
It's a smart idea, though.
Yeah.
Yep. He did say...
He did say that he had tasted it, and he actually prefers the Appleton 20-year.
Mm-hmm. Which that would... Happy place. So what are we going to do this evening? Well, we've done this subject previously, but we're going to do it again because it just happens to be some of my favorite types of drinks, and it's my birthday weekend, so we're going to do it because I like that. So what we're going to do is we are going to revisit the concept of a swizzle.
Yay.
So this also connects to the birthday because one of the folks showing up at my birthday decided that I really needed to have a bottle of Hamilton 151, which I usually keep bottles of Hamilton 151 on hand, but it's always great to have another bottle. So ta-da, we have a bottle of Hamilton 151, and we were going to be using that. Actually, we are going to be doing two different cocktails here. They're both 151 cocktails. So one of those will be made with the Hamilton 151, and the other will be made with the venerable Lemon Heart 151.
Ooh.
Now, if you don't know, and we'll do a taste off between these two. If you don't know the story, so Lemon Heart and Sons produced 151 for many, many years, many decades, and then at one point they stopped producing it because there just wasn't enough call for an aged mixed Demerara at the 151 proof. People were drinking like Bacardi 151 or Cruzan 151, and they wanted that clean column still taste. Lemon Heart is not that. So they stopped making it, but the Lemon Heart is required for many tiki drinks. And so Ed Hamilton started importing a similar blend from Guyana. And that now we are fortunate to have at least 2, if not multiple expressions of 150 run. 150 run? Usually that comes later. 151 rum, and so we are going to use both of these
And now,
and do a taste test. Now,
somebody else is making one that we need to get.
Bounty?
No.
Diamond.
Diamond,
And Diamond is the same distillery that produces both of these.
there's another one.
Oh.
I mean, Don
Okay.
Gosling's is doing a 151.
Right.
Bacardi, Lemon Heart.
So how do we start this? Well, I'm going to put a little ice in here to start, just to get the syrups and stuff off the bottom. So there's a little ice. There's a little ice. It's okay. Now then, we need a ½ ounce of sugar syrup. I'm going to actually use a rich Demerara syrup that has got spices in it. We're going to go ½ ounce. Because why not do a swizzle with some complexity to it? Right? So there we go. ½ ounce. Oh, I know what I need to do. I can take these things off. There we go. Yep, that still works. Okay, so there we go. There's our syrup. There's our sweet component. Then we need some lime juice, and we're going to go ½ ounce of lime juice in each of these. These are the same cocktail. Same cocktail. ½ ounce. And ½ ounce. Right, just like that. And then 1.5 ounces of your 151. So we'll grab the 151 Hamilton.
Pussers is releasing one.
I thought Pussers had a 151. I think they do. All right, so there's 3/4. And
I don't know.
3/4.
There was something in my brain.
Fortunately, the rum kicked it out.
Yeah.
And then the other one, we're going to go with the lemon heart. Again, we're going to go 3/4. Don't worry, I have a second bottle of lemon heart as well. It's one of those things where you get down to having one bottle of it and you're like, nope, nope, no, we need to go stock up some more. Okay, so there we go. Well, I should do this, right? I should keep them this way so that we know what we got. There's the lemon heart. We'll hide the McDonald's cup over here. Yep. All right, there you go. So we've got all of the base ingredients here. Now we need a dash of Angostura bitters. Oh, my Angostura is getting low. Oh my gosh. So these are not going to be. I said a dash. I just did 2. These are going to be little lighter dashes because of the amount of Ango that's in here. So there's one. That's probably a full dash. Secret ingredient. Dun dun dun. My secret ingredient is not currently up here. What? Hold your horses. What have I done with it? Oh my gosh, where is my dropper bottle of absinthe?
Uh-oh.
Oh no, my dropper bottle of absinthe has gone
AWOL?
AWOL. Missing in action.
Do you need me to come up and find it?
Actually, if you could just go into the back room and grab the Mount Defiance bottle. The Mount Defiance bottle is on the top shelf all the way in the back.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we are going to just add 6 drops of absinthe to both of these. And yes, I'm getting a fair amount of dilution in these because this is just like killing the ice that's in here. That's okay. It's not a problem. In the meantime, why don't I just kick back and enjoy a little more of the Blackadder? Because it's delightful. Or actually, if you have any of the, any absinthe will do. Yep. This will work, kiddo.
I don't know where your bottle is.
I don't know. It might be in the case. All right, so then dropper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's small drops, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drops. There we go. Oh, look, there's some absinthe over here to drink later. All right. Next up.
Sorry, I was just looking.
Yep.
Seeing if I could find it.
So there's 1 scoop. 2 scoops, just like that. And then we're going to grab a lele stick. This is the fun part about doing swizzles. I'll set this over here, put this in front of me, and then this, you're just going to work down into the ice. All right, get this all the way down. Get a little loosened up, and then start doing this. So filling the glass up about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way with ice. As you do this, the ice is going to dilute, and you'll see the ice level go down. And then you're going to come back and you're going to add some more ice. And you're going to keep going. You really want the glass to be frosty on the outside. There is a technique for folding napkins to go around these glasses, such that you can actually hold them, because they will get really, really cold. And we're getting there.
We have a Cam.
Hey, Cam. All right. There we go. If you want, you can top this with even more ice. Get a little more dilution as we go. You want to stick a straw in there? Let's see. Let's go with a nice tall bamboo straw from Surfside Sips, because we like Surfside Sips. I'm going to reach in and grab a cherry, because again, maybe this jar is really full. Down here, there's a cherry. Oh, there's 2. And the customary garnish for this is actually not mint leaves. It is some nutmeg and a cinnamon stick. So we're just going to take a little cinnamon stick, stick that right in there. Of course, we're going to have to readjust our cherry. And yeah, it looks like I've just bled all over my hands. But I haven't. It's just cherry juice. It's yummy. And then we need this. And we need a nutmeg to grate. All right, there you have a 151 Swizzle made with Ed Hamilton's 151. Next up, ta-da, we have this one. And we're going to do the exact same process. Where's my scoop? Here's my scoop. I have to break this ice up a little bit. If you actually use crushed ice instead of pebble ice, this will actually dilute a lot faster and will get colder. I mean, I'm not sure it'll actually get a whole lot colder, because you're dealing with freezing point. And of course, that's a chunk of ice sitting right on top. Because if you leave pebble ice, it will in fact form a clump. Can we get down there? Yes, we can. Good, good, good. And there is going to be a difference here, not just because of the rums, but because the 2 glasses are different. They hold different amounts of alcohol, or different amounts of liquid, not just alcohol. You can do this in a regular Collins glass. Just make sure that whatever glass you are using, you can actually get all the way down to the bottom. So I have a number of sort of zombie glasses, these tall, thin ones. These guys all taper slightly toward the bottom, and the lele stick only gets down to about that far. And as a consequence, they're not ideal for doing this. Can you pause? Sure, you can always pause in the middle of doing this. It's just going to get colder and a little more dilution. Like, wow, well, you're doing a lot of dilution here. There's an ounce and a half of 151 in this. And to all my friends that came over last night after the movie and dinner and had Mai Tais, I should apologize a little bit to you because I used Jeff Berry's Zombie Blend rum, and that clocks in at something like 60%, something along those lines. So those were powerful Mai Tais. Absolutely. I keep losing where I've put this. Tim, I hope you made it home safely. I'm sure you did. Kirsten will take care of you. All right, we need another...
Kirsten drove.
Kirsten drove, yes. I assumed that... Well, I knew that Kirsten had driven.
Right. Just clarifying for the audience.
Yes, right. No, we do not let friends drive intoxicated or impaired. Well, I guess there's a whole lot of difference there. Aha, cherry. One little cherry right. Come on. I stabbed the cherry instead of grabbing it. It's okay. It's all right. What else was I doing? Oh yeah, cinnamon stick, because you got to get the experience of the nose of this. And then we have the nutmeg. There we go. We have two 151 Swizzles, one with lemon heart, one with Ed Hamilton's 151. And I don't know if you can tell, looking at this glass, how frosted that glass is. That's what you're looking for with a Swizzle. So giving it a moment or two to sit and just frost up that glass, that's ideal. Anyways.
Amanda made it home okay. That Mai Tai was strong.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so good. We need a straw in the other one.
I'm coming up.
I'm coming up. That one's a little too tall. Can I use this red one here? Yeah, that'll work. I'll stick this in here. Where were we the other night? We were watching somebody do Swizzles.
Green Zone.
It's a Green Zone, and ice was just like flying everywhere. Yeah, he was doing Queen's Park Swizzles.
Right. Got the Wusong Road
Yeah.
glass here.
Look at how frosty this is. Right?
Oh, that's good. This is just the standard
Yeah.
glass.
Yep.
They're very similar. I like this one a little bit more.
I don't know which. I mean, they're different. They're very similar, but they are different.
Yeah.
Really, the only difference, like I said, is a little bit of dilution difference. This will dilute a little more. They both have that licoricey absinthe final taste. Oh, that's one thing about absinthe. So we were talking about where flavor profiles hit, and absinthe tends to hit in the finish. So while you might taste some of the absinthe up front in the cocktail, that finish, that long finish, is likely due to the absinthe. So if you want to extend the finish of your cocktails, just adding a few drops of absinthe will do it, and won't necessarily give you the anise flavor of the absinthe. It's here, but it's also here not just because of the absinthe, but because it's a note in both the lemon heart and the Ed Hamilton 151. Has a little bit of the anise flavor to it itself. So there we go.
Keith says that looks delicious.
These guys are They're so easy to do. They're so yummy. They're so fun to do, the whole swizzling process. You do need kind of cool straws to go with these to play this up. And we get our straws from Surfside Sips. If you want straws that are this cool, you can get them from Surfside Sips too. You can even get a discount on them by using the promo code Lovecraft. That's Loveecraft, Lovecraft, and you'll get a discount. We get a little kickback. We use it to buy more straws. Oh my goodness, I forgot. We got other things this week that were tiki oriented and didn't bring them downstairs. They're sitting upstairs on the table. So that's kind of a bummer.
Oh, I'll get them.
You get them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then in that case, I'll hold off on telling you what they are, and we'll just get to show them off. So, 151 Swizzle. Are
Yum.
there...
Yum.
Yum. I thought she said but she said yum. Yum. Yummy yums. Now, most of the time, your 151s are not used as the sole alcohol in a cocktail. The 151 Swizzle has a great deal of dilution. That's why it's done this way. That's why you can get away with a 151 as your primary drink ingredient. There are other Swizzles that use an overproof but don't use the 151 as a solo. The Queen's Park Swizzle is one. There is a, oh God, I can't remember what it's called. 2067 or something like that. The 2067 Swizzle, 2060 Swizzle, something along those lines, from Smuggler's Cove. And it actually uses a mix of Lemon Heart 151 and Angostura 1919 rums in it, an ounce each. And another Swizzle that they do over at Smuggler's Cove is the Swizzle Francais. And as you might suspect, the Swizzle Francais forgoes the Demerara rums and instead uses an agricole rum. And that we're going to do the same thing to make the Swizzle Francais. We're going a little far afield though, because we are going to be using an agricole rum from Mauritania. So Mauritian, or is it Mauritius? I can't remember. Anyway, this is the Emperor's Old Rum. It is the lily white rum. And if you look at it, this will just reiterate what I've been saying, what anybody in the rum world has been saying for quite a while. This rum is almost crystal clear, right? You can kind of see my face through it, right? This rum has rums aged up to 12 years mixed into it. They are upfront about the fact that they do charcoal filtering on their rum before they bottle it. This is the result of that. You get this really unctuous mouthfeel, and yet you get all of the agricole flavors coming through in this. So we're going to do roughly the same thing. We're going to take some syrup, and again, I'm going to use the spice syrup so we don't get too far afield here. That, and I just don't have any of my other syrups out. We're going to do the same thing. Put a little bit of ice in the bottom. Like such. And then the syrup is a ½ ounce of the syrup. Let's not use that one because that's got absinthe in it. Let's use this one instead. Different style. This is Japanese style, tall and thin. These are actually more accurate, but I just like the feel of the Leopold, and I have a little bit of trouble controlling the volume on these because of the narrowness. The narrowness is what makes them more accurate. There we go. But it also means you have to be much more precise in your pours. Okay, so there we go. There is a ½ ounce of our syrup. Next up, lime juice. ½ ounce lime juice. ½ ounce lime juice. Other cocktail news. Death and Company is now open in the old Columbia Room in the district. We have tickets to go see them in October because that's the soonest that we could get them. Aha, there they are. Next up, we're going to add... So this is 1/4 ounce of allspice dram to this. But here's the deal. We've already got the spice syrup in there, which replicates some of the flavors of the allspice dram. So I'm a little concerned about doing a full 1/4 ounce. But, so brain's going here. Should I just follow the recipe?
Yeah.
I should just follow the recipe. I mean,
I've
already deviated by using the spice syrup, but still, we'll go on with that. We'll pretend the spice syrup wasn't there. We're going to go 1/4 ounce. We're going to use Cotton and Reed's allspice dram. I understand that they have changed the formula on their allspice dram. That'll be fine. There we go. 1/4 ounce allspice dram. And then we're going to go 2 full ounces of rum. But in this case, the rum is a rum agricole, and it is only 42% alcohol, so 84 proof. I'm also using a slightly smaller glass. There's one. And my friend Matt and I were drinking this earlier today, doing a taste test of this, and I was just pleasantly surprised at how yummy it was. I'd sort of forgotten. Okay, that's it. There's no addition of absinthe. There's no addition of Angostura. It's just the rum agricole, the sugarcane syrup, or in this case Demerara spice syrup, and lime juice, and a little bit of allspice dram. Okay, so we're going to take the familiar swirling motion. You can also, before you fill up the glass, you can put your lei stick in like such, and then layer a little more ice around it if you want to do that, like such. And here we go. Swizzle, swizzle, swizzle. Yeah. You can hear the wood squeaking at the bottom of the glass. It's not quite fingernails on chalkboard, but kinda. This is why you don't want to use glasses that are too narrow at the bottom.
Or a glass swizzle stick, which they make.
Yeah, they make glass swizzle sticks. Don't do that. You will break off a glass swizzle stick. You will not know it, and it will be bad. Also, we do have a plastic swizzle stick here.
We used to have a few.
Right, so this is from Clement, which is a maker of rum agricole. And I really like Clement, but this is a tiny little swizzle stick. It's just itty bitty, itty bitty. And it's a multi-piece plastic one, and one of the pieces is right here. The break is right there. So as a consequence, there are times where you're using this and you pull it up and the swizzle is no longer on the end of the stick. So not exactly ideal. I have seen bartenders be very gentle with this and just roll it back and forth. I have seen them just ripping through this and throwing ice everywhere. So my opinion is it probably doesn't matter. Do whatever you feel like at the time. Keep doing it till it gets really cold. This is getting pretty cold.
And that's cold for Pooch's hands, not just Amanda's hands.
Yeah, poor widow Amanda hands. All right, there we go. This is your Swizzle Francais. And it says just sort of a pinch or dusting of nutmeg across the top. No cinnamon. So there we go. There's a dusting, light dusting. That. Let's not put a cherry in it, because why not? Let's not do that. Oh, but I know what I can do. I want to garnish this with something besides just the dusting. So we're going to reach in, and I have some candied orange peels here. Those seem like an appropriate thing to just drape on the top of that. There we go. And then we're going to stick a straw in there we have more straws? Sure, we have more straws. From Surfside Sips, right? Yep. Okay, here we go. This one is not actually a bamboo made to look like bamboo. This is just a pink column straw made from glass. It's going to go right in here. There you go. And this is a Swizzle Francais. Oh. Oh. Pardon my French, but the word damn comes to mind. That's tasty. That is yummy. That's real good. That's real good. Star, you want a taste of this?
Yes. I was looking for a
Are you
book
stuck?
yesterday,
No?
and I was seeing if I could find it. The Tom book.
The Tom book.
The Polynesian home tiki bar tour thing.
Oh.
Is it upstairs?
No. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yep, it is. Yeah. Yeah, stop me right there. This is really good.
Do you want to taste before that goes away?
This is
In your little hidden harbor mug?
so what is it? It's the Jet Pilot that's made with rum agricole.
Yes.
That has a lot of the same characteristics. This is really good.
It's really good.
Really good.
Wow.
Some of that has got to be the rum. You haven't tasted this rum, the Lily White.
I don't know that I have.
Oh, here, if you scooch over, scoochy, my dear. Oh, there's my other knife. Right, it's here. Ignore the fact that there's a Bar Hill cork. The other cork was not surviving. There you go. Tiny little bit. The Emperor Lily White. Brought to you by Mr. Wine and Spirits of Miami, Florida as a distributor.
Okay, I have too many tastes going on in my mouth. Ooh.
Uh-huh.
It's like a sharp sweet.
And the mouthfeel on that is
Yeah.
like a little heavier, a little thicker than your traditional agricole. I really like that rum. Yeah, I'm surprised.
That's nummy.
Yep. There you go. Oh well.
I'm walking away with two.
I'm not seeing that again. He's walking away with two very strong drinks. Yep.
Once it's the shot. So yeah.
Okay. Ta-da. We have done 3 separate Swizzles.
So Amanda says, it is true, I have such a low tolerance for cold. I don't mind being low on the Lovecraft Cocktails cold scale. And a plug for the Elevation Shakers, which Amanda has.
Correct.
Insulated shaker.
Yep.
So it does not get cold.
It does not. One can quibble because, the elevation shaker also doesn't give you a sense of how cold you're getting your cocktail. But if you've got it down to, I know about how long and how many shakes it is, then you don't need to go by feel of the container.
Sorry, elevated, not
Elevated.
elevation.
Or elevator. It's elevated.
Elevated.
The elevated cocktail shaker.
I will put a link.
All right. I'm going to do one more. One more Swizzle, right? We have time for... Yeah, we have time for one
We
more
have time
Swizzle.
for one more Swizzle.
I leaned in. I thought it zoomed in when I leaned in. So weird stuff. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But I do know that I need another glass. I'm going to reach in here. Careful. There we go. Ta-da, Swizzle glass. Tall Collins glass. Ice scoop. Break up some of that pebble ice. There we go. All right. What is this Swizzle? I don't know. This is a drink that I have just labeled Swizzle, comma, St. Lucia. That's it. That's all I know about this. So we are going to go with a ½ ounce of the spice syrup. It's worked for us up to this point. Why swap it out? Why swap it out? ½ ounce. There we go. And then we're going to go with a ½ ounce of lime juice, because that's what we do here. ½ ounce lime juice. All right, there we go with that. And then the rum, we're going to go 2 ounces. No, excuse me. We're going to go 1.5 ounces. This is rare stuff. So this is a bottle of the St. Lucia pot still. That's not all that hard to get. But this is bottled at cask strength, aged 9 years. And this was, I believe, bottled specifically for the folks over at S&R Liquors. So I believe there is distilled in 2005. I don't believe there are any bottles of this left aside from what people have bought. There's none available for sale except on possibly a secondary market. Oh, the reason I'm using this clocks in at 66.7% alcohol. So it's up there enough. There we go. So there's 3/4. And there's 3/4. So this goes out to Ray and Vinny over at S&R. We love it that both of you guys are back in business, back in the
shop.
In the shop. We love you. I'll get there at some point. It's just the problem of my work hours and your work hours don't mix very well. Now I'm going to add one more ingredient here, and you don't get to know what that ingredient is, other than the fact that it is labeled Pooch's Mix. So there you go.
Ooh, secret mix.
Secret mix. And we're going to go with 1/4 ounce of that, like you would do with an allspice dram, except it's not allspice dram. I will tell you that. That would be pointless if it was just allspice dram. There you go. That's all that's going in there. Although I'm really tempted to put some bitters in there, but we're going to hold off on that. We'll see how we do with this one. Once again, there's a block of ice there. There we go. Get under that block of ice. Work your way down.
It's doing the focus unfocus thing again.
Focus unfocus thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock the focus. I think it keeps trying to think that Aloysius is the star of the show.
This guy here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me.
Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky.
Let's see if that.
La 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 la. Yes, I know. I've got green light on my face. We still need to change that light bulb out so that it is not facing directly at the top of my forehead. We haven't changed it around since we got the Whitco furniture in here. All right, that's looking pretty good there. We're going to add a little more ice.
And I did bring you the sheet about the tasting.
Oh, that's right. So she brought me stuff. She brought me stuff. Okay. I'm going to just tap that down a little bit, lock that into place. And somewhere, all right, I have one of these. So this is a lime shell. And we are going to reach in here. Excuse me for a second. Give me that. Stop.
Lime shell means fire.
Move over. Get over. Stop. Ow. Ugh. Ow. Crunch, bang, boom. Look. Why did you hide them from me? There you go.
Uh-oh, he's lost.
Got it. Oof, ow.
He got lost.
Smack. Oh, gotta fight for him. I'm gonna bite your knees off. Okay, all right, so you're gonna give him two. Okay, there we go. Crunch. There. Yeah. Ta-da. Hi. They were in the back. Couldn't find them. So what we have here, besides a failure to communicate, is a breadcrumb. A very dry breadcrumb. And that is going in this lime husk, right like such. I'm going to close that up. Then we're going to take our little dropper. Going to have so much fun with this. And we have some lemon extract right here. Yep, lemon extract. I said it, lemon extract. And you're just going to soak your breadcrumb in lemon extract. Why lemon extract? It just works. If you soak it in 151, something along those lines, you will get a pale blue flame. We don't want a pale blue flame. We want flames. We want good, bright, visible flames. Okay, so that goes here. And then we are going to take this and we're going to just drop that right in there. I'm going to actually sink this down just a tad. If I can get this to sink down in the ice. There we go. If there's leftover lemon extract, loose lemon extract, you want to be very careful about upturning that and dumping the lemon extract into your cocktail, because then it won't be good. It just won't. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cocktail pick. And here is a cocktail pick. And then we're going to reach in, we're going to grab a Luxardo cherry. Oh. All right, so then we're going to take our cherry and we're going to set that on top of our little flaming breadcrumb. And poof, there we go. All right, can you see the flame? Not sure you can see that flame. I know I can see the flame. We're getting bubbling on the... I'm not going to lift this up and hold it in front of the camera.
Amanda says we can see the flame.
You can see the flame, okay.
Yeah, the white background does not help any.
Okay. There we go.
Darker background would help, but...
Darker background?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. There's the flame. Even I can see the flame now. So the other nifty thing, so what we're doing is we're toasting the cherry, which, that's just cool in and of itself, right? And you can take things like cinnamon and nutmeg, sprinkle them on top, and you will get little sparkies showing up. There you go. Ta-da.
Nice.
Need a straw in there. If you are doing these, you do not want people drinking this while there is flame. Just don't do that. Don't knock over your cherry either that's on the pick. Oh, that smells so good. I wish you could smell this, because, oh man, so yummy. Okay, so this goes in here, like such. Glass straw, much better than metal straw for this, because the metal straw will heat up and it will stay hot. And that will be bad for all concerned, so we don't want to do that. Ta-da! Here we have our cocktail. The Swizzle St. Lucia with a little bit of fire, a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of, nutmeg. Nutmeg, wait, no, there's cinnamon there, but there's no nutmeg. Okay. There we go. Get the nutmeg. And a toasted cherry on top, because why not? And yes, you can blow this out. You can just let it burn out. Kind of depends on how thoroughly you want your cherry toasted. Is that a euphemism? I don't know. Cooked cherry. Oh, it's so good. Oh my goodness. The other thing you're missing here is that as the cherry cooks, the juice from the Luxardo cherry is seeping out onto the breadcrumb. And I can just smell. It's so good. So good. All right. So that's our cocktail. This is the last one of the evening. We're going to blow this out, and then we're going to take a sip of this. It's also been sitting here getting colder and colder and colder. Long hair, so, you know.
Amanda wants to know if our robot AI overlords will give us smell-o-vision before they kill us.
No. How's that? They can't smell. Why should we get a chance to smell?
Well, no, they want to smell. And so they'll have to perfect.
You're assuming they want. That's pretty tasty. Look, Swizzles just make good drinks.
That's good.
Yeah. You're going to want the cherry, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm taking that cherry.
All right, well, just be careful because it's probably hot. Look at that, it's toasted.
Oh, it's crunchy.
It's crunchy on the outside, yeah, because you got sugar on that cherry. You forget the drink. She just wants toasted cherries from now on, huh?
Oh my God.
So she just made the face. It's not the usual face she makes, but that's the
That
face.
is really yummy.
You do need to, if you do that, however, you do need to make sure that your pick gets cleaned off. So
Yeah.
I'm going to hand that to you and let you scrub away on the pick.
I never submerge your fancy topped picks.
Yeah, not at least all the way. Yep. You can put them in a glass of water and let the pick portion sit in it, but just keep the tops out of it. So the other day, we were looking on the Book of Faces. I think it was the Book of Faces.
Yeah.
Might have been the Instagrams or whatever they are. And our friend Dizzy Diva decided that she needed to release more cocktail picks, and we decided we needed some of them. So we have 3 new sets of cocktail picks. So we have these that have toucans on the top of them, and a beadwork here that just looks appropriate. It looks very tiki-ish, like a shield or something. Right? See, got those. I'll have Star walk those around in a moment. And then we have these, and these are adorable as well. So what we have here are little hula tiki girls and palm trees topping them. And so we're going to show that off too. You're going to hold those in front of the camera. There's that. There's that one. And, oh, it's not focusing at all because you set the focus
Oh.
on me. There we go. All right, there. Now it's focused.
Let me do the other one.
Yep.
Sorry.
Get to see the palm tree. And then we have these, which have the toucans on the top, but they have beads that remind me of like the lampshades that you will sometimes see in tiki bars. Very cool, very fun stuff. So expect those will be showing up. There we go. Expect that those will be showing up in the near future in a cocktail close to you. Last but not least, this is our tasting menu from the Summer 2023 Rum Tour of, who are they? Can't remember. Raising Glasses. And so we did the Menorah 9-year Thai rum, which is a combination of the Kinnery and the Kinnerad 9-year rums. They also brought the Kinnery, and both of those are from Thailand mixed. They make the Manoa. They brought a 14-year Venezuelan rum, which was a big hit, like Star's favorite, coming in at 62.1% alcohol. The Burning Cane 15-year rum is a Foursquare rum from Barbados, coming in at 62.3%. Pretty much the favorite rum by raise of hands that day was the Guardian's 8-year rum, the youngest rum that they brought from Trinidad. clocking in at 67.9% alcohol, so a little high up there. Then they brought an Australian rum called Yowie. 16 years Australian rum, 68% alcohol. That one people were pretty split on. They either really, really liked it, like voted it their number one, or they really didn't like it and it wasn't anywhere near their number one. In both Star and I's case, it was nowhere near the number one. We've tasted Australian rums. For whatever reason, Australian rums are just not hits with us. They might be your thing, they're not our thing. Next up was another really big hit, which is the Moongazer, which is a 9-year-old rum, and it is 9 years out of the Versailles. They said Versailles, not Versailles.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, the still that Diamond Distilling has, that is their Versailles still. It's all from there. It's 9 year. It clocks in at 57.5%. I really liked that one. I think that was probably my number one. And then their last rum was the Rum Passport, and they had their blender take all of these rums together and put them into the Rum Passport so you could taste rums around the world. And I think universally, at least in our little corner of the tasting, none of us were happy with the Rum Passport because it just sort of took away all the uniqueness of each of the other rums and just sort of blended it together. And that's a problem especially for things like infinity bottles. You can run into that issue as you continue to add rums. It just becomes more muddied and it loses its distinctiveness. And I think that's kind of what happened with the Rum Passport. But there you go. They only sell by the 375 milliliter bottle, and they are not licensed to sell in Virginia. So we did not come home with any of that rum. They're not licensed to sell in Washington, D.C. directly, but you can get them through other distributors if you happen to be in D.C. or if you happen to be in the Boston, just general Massachusetts, New York area. So we may be seeing if Viscount Liquor has some of these guys available, or we might be calling up Viscount and seeing if they can stock some of these by the time we get up there for Christmas break, so that we can bring some of these back because they were quite good. I think the Moongazer, the Guardians, and the Manoa are maybe the three. Although the Whistler was really pretty good, so we'll see what that brings. But here's to independent bottlers. Here's to Swizzles. So Ed Hamilton is an independent bottler and distributor. He's responsible for keeping 151 alive, which is making the 151 Swizzle stay alive. We had the independent bottler of Blackadder, where we got a taste of the Blackadder rum from Archipelago, and the summer tour from Raising Glasses?
Yep.
Raising Glasses, also independent bottlers. So here's to independent bottlers.
Amanda asks, is there going to be another tiki bar crawl?
Is there going to be another tiki bar crawl?
Like, are you talking about the
like the
DC Tiki Tour?
The Tiki Tour? This Tiki Trail DC, is that what you're talking about? I have not heard anything, but that doesn't mean that there won't be. So, don't know. It's a great excuse to hit other bars and watch those other bars do tiki in their own styles. Some of them are hits, some of them are misses, but it's always a good time. So, we've now done basically an hour of cocktails. We've done 2 151 Swizzles. We did a Swizzle Francais and a St. Lucian Swizzle. And we've talked about rum, and we've talked about all the nifty stuff. And we mentioned that it was my birthday, and that next week is Star's birthday. The previous week was my mother's birthday. It's birthdays for Leos everywhere. Matt, who came up, your birthday is upcoming. So, it's just a bunch of Leos all getting together and going, it's really all about me, right?
Yeah.
And isn't that why I do this broadcast? No, it's at this point, it's to help me and to help you. So I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Unfortunately, I have to say, for this broadcast anyway, the end is nigh. And drink well, my friends. And here we go. We're going to hit the end button, and then I'm going to be drinking cocktail, because yum.